Good afternoon. Can I ask everyone to just please take their seats so we can begin the ceremony? We have people who have joined us online on the live stream. I'm Deborah Doherty, the Executive Director of the Northeast Region, and I'd like to acknowledge some special guests who have joined us here for today's celebration. We have from the town of Brookhaven, Councilmember Neil Manzella, who is with us for the first time. And then today is National Graduation Day. There are ceremonies like this taking place at the other training centers, the other 5 training centers, graduating a total of 54 new teams, and 6 of them here in Northeast. We also welcome 212 puppies turning in across the country to begin the next leg of their journey in professional training, and 35 of them are here with us today. This is International Assistance Dog Week, which is a worldwide celebration and recognition of the important work service dogs perform for their partners, and you see examples of that all around this room. I'd like to congratulate the students and the puppy raisers of all the dogs graduating today. Class, the stories of your journeys with your new service dog will serve as our motivation to continue forward in placing more dogs. And puppy raisers, today you've achieved the ultimate goal, and I heard somebody say that today. You have selflessly given a portion of your hearts to these dogs while raising them and training them for 18 months, and then returning them to us to finish their training and get to today. And today you've been reunited and will be turning those leashes over to a person who has waited a very long time, in some instances too long a time, and changed their life. Thank you to all the puppy raisers who have finished their job in the last 18 months and are matriculating or turning in their dogs today. You've done a remarkable job, and you've shared your love in your homes with them, and we can't thank you enough for that. As we heard today, we would not, and I've said it many times myself, we would not be able to do this without you. We couldn't possibly do it. And finally, I want to congratulate the training staff on another successful class, and the philanthropy team who've been working so hard on this and tomorrow's event. Bonnie, the caretaker, for taking care of the students and tending to their every need. The kennel staff for taking such good care of the dogs. And the admin staff for juggling all of the extracurricular activities that were taking place over the past few weeks. A great big welcome to our new community events coordinator, Michelle Restrepo. She started at the most crazy time of the year, event season. And a great big thank you, and I mean a great big thank you, to Tamara Gilliams, philanthropy associate, whose last day will be tomorrow after Sit, Stay, Sparkle. And we wish you the best of luck with your new endeavor, and thank you for all that you've done to get us through tomorrow and today. And now we have some very special guests who I'd like to invite to the stage to say a few words, the Miller family from the Miller Family Campus. John, his wife Christine, and Emmeline have joined us here today, all the way from Florida, in anticipation of today's graduation and tomorrow's 15-year celebration of the campus. So please welcome Mr. Miller to the podium.
We only came because it's about 130 degrees in Florida. So you're all invited down to Florida in December. Right now, you don't want to be there. This is it's a really great time. I don't know if any of you heard, but over the past couple of years, there was this thing that happened. It was called COVID. It was in all of the newspapers, on most of the news, and it kept us from having an awful lot of graduations live. So to be able to come back to campus, be able to do these things live and get people together again is just very, very special. And it's always very special anyway to come here. Well, not here, but over to the campus, and special here too. But the campus, you know, we used to, as Brian knows, one of our graduates today, Brian got his first dog at the converted pig barn on the SUNY Farmingdale campus, where we used to have our center. We had it a converted pig barn and a number of double-wide trailers where the training would go on. And when I moved back to New York from California, Jeannie Schultz said, "Have you ever heard of Farmingdale?" And, you know, yeah, I know where it is. And she had me come out to look around for different places. We finally found what is now the center, and it looked from day one like it was meant to be a center for Canine Companions. The wide hallways, so the wheelchairs, you could picture them going through. Now, the people we bought it from didn't have the good sense to put in kennels. I don't understand it. But we went through, you know, a major capital campaign. Actually, it almost didn't happen. And I went out to one of the national board meetings, and Jeannie Schultz said to me, "Whatever happened to that place that you found out in Medford? Why didn't we buy it?" And I said, "Because I hadn't heard we." And so once it became we, it meant that Jeannie was involved, and I get a lot of credit, as I told the folks this morning, I get a lot of credit because my name's on it, so that's good. But she's got her own center. But it wouldn't have happened had it not been for just a whole lot of people in the beginning. Jeannie Schultz, of course, Ann Gittinger, who has funded more things at more campuses than any of us know. The McGraws have been phenomenal. Some of the folks that are no longer with us, who you owe a lot of thanks to them, the Ericksons, the Hagedorns, Barry Taylor, this whole early group. I guess I was just young enough at the time that I can still talk about these folks, but looking at the memorial stones and things reminded me of so many of them who, sorry about that, who did so much. So I want to congratulate the graduates. You've been through a tough couple of weeks, and you've earned your graduation. I want to thank the puppy raisers again, because we can't thank puppy raisers enough, because without them, we wouldn't exist. We couldn't do it without them. So yes, thank you. And then, and our staff, starting with Deb Doherty, who, when we started putting the new center together, Deb was just hired. And so Deb had to figure out how to pay for it all, and how to get it all done, and contractors and all the different things. So it's been a great experience. We're just thrilled to be a part of it. And what more can I say? I tend to get a little choked up over Canine Companions. I'd like to thank the staff, who have been incredible. I'm sure you all ran into, you know, staff people who they'll help you every step of the way. It's just a wonderful thing. So thank you very much. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you.
Good afternoon and welcome. I am Sharon McComb. I'm the Puppy Program Manager for Canine Companions Northeast Region. I have the pleasure of working with around 200 volunteer puppy raisers. Though our raisers come from all walks of life, we are all united by our mission. Behind each of the 35 dogs matriculating today is the heart and dedication of a puppy raiser. A year and a half ago, they set out with the goal to change the life of a person with a disability by raising what will one day be a gift of independence. Through socialization, training, and love, they molded these adorable puppies into the future service dogs that you will see shortly. Matriculation Day is bittersweet for our puppy raisers as they prepare to say goodbye for now and good luck to the puppy that they raised. I hope each of you know how grateful we are. Thank you for all the smiles, tears, and every moment in between that you have given the puppy that you raised. You make our mission possible. Now, I would like to share our August matriculating slideshow to highlight the puppies matriculating today and their amazing puppy raisers. To give some insight into the puppy raising journey, I would like to welcome one of our dedicated puppy raisers to the stage to share her experience of what it's like to raise one of these special dogs. Please welcome Leah T., who raised one of today's graduating dogs, Bonus.
All right, everybody, want to sit? Good boy. You want to hang out there? Hello, everyone. My name is Leah, and I had the honor of raising Bonus, who is graduating today with his match, Jasmine. First of all, congratulations to everyone here in this room, to the graduates who finally get to go home with their new best friends, and to the puppy raisers, whether you have a dog graduating or a dog matriculating. Today is a bittersweet day for many, myself included. It is the day that all of us have been waiting for. Well, maybe not the ones turning in a dog today, but for the rest of us, today is a super exciting time. First, I want to share about my journey with Canine Companions. I first found out about Canine Companions my sophomore year of college at Texas Tech University, where I met a local graduate and a local puppy raiser. After having coffee with them and learning more about the mission of the organization, I knew that this was something that I wanted to be involved in. I picked up my first puppy, Blue, in January of 2019. I fell in love. Once she was old enough, she attended every college class with me and quickly became everybody's favorite classmate. She was there every step of the way in helping me and a few friends start up a successful puppy raising club at the school called the Yellow Cape Raiders. 2020 came creeping around the corner, and with that came the day puppy raisers dread, matriculation. It is easy to be up here today smiling, saying, yes, it's hard, but just think of the difference that they're going to make. Trust me, I've been there. In the moment, it is hard to take in those words because you are just thinking about how different life will be without those sweet brown eyes looking up at you every day. So Blue turned in. I cried and cried and cried. Seriously, I wore sunglasses on a rainy day so I didn't look as though I had just been through a watch party of Marley and me. 6 months passed, and then I got a call. She had been matched with a young woman and would be graduating. I had 1,000 different emotions wash over me, but the strongest one was happiness. Blue was where she needed to be, and after talking with her new family, and more crying, let's be honest, I fully understood why I did this, and then I did it again. Puppy number 2, Waylon, came shortly after I turned in Blue, and he immediately filled that puppy-sized hole in my heart. He became my best friend and sidekick as I finished up my senior year of college. Waylon walked the stage at graduation with me and earned an honorary degree and was with me on the first day of my dream job, working as a trainer at Canine Companions. Thank you. Throughout my time raising both Blue and Waylon, I knew that this was something that I wanted to pursue as a career. The stars aligned, and I was able to start as a kennel tech in May of 2021 at the South Central region in Texas, and I started my journey towards becoming a trainer in December later that same year. That dreaded time came yet again when it was time for Waylon to turn in. We traveled to the Southeast region, which is in Florida, and after a trip to Disney Springs, many more hugs and tears, he was off on his journey in professional training. 9 months passed, and then I got a call. He had been matched with a young woman and would be graduating. I was over the moon excited to fly back to Florida to meet his new person and to love on my best boy once again. I was also excited to take my first trip to Disney World. The same feelings washed over me again, a bittersweet mixture, but mostly happiness. Waylon was where he needed to be and even went to Disney with his graduate and got his own pair of embroidered Mickey Mouse ears. If that isn't every puppy raiser's dream, I don't know what is. And then I did it again. I picked up Bonus from the airport shortly after I turned in Waylon on my birthday of all days. Again, that goofy boy filled the puppy-sized hole in my heart, and he became my new number one guy. Bonus was born with an overbite and ultimately had a bout with braces to help correct his bite. Yep, you heard me, braces. Imagine a 4-month-old puppy that's not allowed to play with toys, play with other dogs, and needed to have fully soaked meals for 8 weeks. I should have known that he was something special when he took it all in stride and was perfectly content hanging out in his kennel while I was working or hanging out on his bed when I was at home. He was a good puppy and continued to be a great dog. While his bite was corrected, he still has the slightest little tinge of an overbite, which causes his tongue to occasionally hang out of his mouth while he's resting or asleep. I would be lying if I said I don't have at least 100 photos of Bonus with his tongue sticking out at home, at work, in the car, at a restaurant, and even on his matriculation day. It was and continues to be one of my favorite things about him. While raising Bonus, I also picked up my first string of dogs as a trainer. This was an overwhelmingly special time for me, and I love being able to connect with puppy raisers on multiple levels as both a raiser and a trainer for Canine Companions. Soon, the day came, except this time I wasn't dreading it. I was excited. Excited for Bonus to meet his trainer, excited for him to play with his friends every day, excited for him to learn new skills that can help his future person. I packed up an overnight bag, flew to New York this time, gave one final hug and see you later to Bonus, and I did still cry, in case you were wondering, and headed back to the airport with his collar in my hand, but a good feeling in my heart. He was where he needed to be, and I would be proud of him no matter what. 6 months passed, and about a week ago, I got a call. Bonus had matched with a young woman and would be graduating. I am so happy to be here today, getting to meet Jasmine and her family, as well as getting to reunite with Bonus. As puppy raisers, we all have put literal blood, sweat, and tears into these dogs, and seeing them be matched with the perfect person is really special. I can speak from a trainer perspective and say watching people first meet their dog is just as magical as you would expect. It's pretty cool to see how some teams are just meant to be, like these dogs have been waiting for them their whole life, which in theory they have. I've always configured my life by milestone moments. Blue was there when I was living alone for the first time and helped me navigate college. Waylon was there when I graduated college and started working at Canine Companions. Bonus was there when I started training my first and second string of dogs. In a world that changes all the time, having these dogs by my side was a constant friend, a constant listener, a constant snuggle buddy, a constant coworker, and let's face it, a constant mouth to feed. But I would willingly drag that 30-pound bag of dog food from my car to my second-floor apartment any day for any one of these dogs. These dogs have shaped me and helped lead me to where I am today. I probably would not be up here now if it weren't for the experience of raising Blue, Waylon, Bonus, and now Bunton, who is at home. Mostly because I would have nothing to talk about or contribute to the ceremony whatsoever. I'll leave you all with this. Soak up today and remember everything about it. Remember the joy you're feeling as a graduate, the pride you feel as a puppy raiser, and the excitement of me almost being done talking. This day is meant to celebrate everyone, not just the dogs. Graduates, puppy raisers, donors, volunteers, staff members, pat yourselves on the back for a job well done. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Leah. Canine Companions is also grateful for the staff and volunteers involved in our breeding program. Bringing the next generation of service dogs into this world takes a lot of dedication and care. Our breeding program is based out of our headquarters in Santa Rosa, California. Every quarter, new breeders are selected from the recently matriculated puppies. Please join me in recognizing the dogs most recently selected as breeders and congratulating the volunteers who raised them as puppies and their new breeder caretakers. At this time, I would like to ask the puppy raisers of matriculating puppies to please line up outside in alphabetical order by dog name. I would also like to invite Emily Tulo, the puppy program administrative assistant, to the stage to help hand out certificates. While they line up, I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize the raisers and dogs that matriculated early or could not be present today. First, we have Jose II, raised by Carrie and Scott Harding from Greenville, Maine. This was the first puppy that they raised. We also have Lamar II, raised by Nikolai Cipiul from Carapolis, Pennsylvania, and this was the first puppy they raised. Mikey III was raised by Linda and Gary Donnelly and Robin Fiore. They're from Shaftesbury, Massachusetts, and they have raised 16 puppies. Nikki III was raised by Rich and Jane Mantone. They're from Daniel Island, South Carolina, and they have raised 2 puppies. We have Picasso III, raised by Grace and Guinevere Putnam from Middleburg, Virginia, and they have raised 2 puppies. Polly IX was raised by Colleen and Richard Roberts. They're from Middleburg, Virginia, and they have raised 15 puppies. I also would like to thank Ms. Jacqueline Mars of the Mars Family Foundation for sponsoring Polly IX. We have Popcorn, raised by Toby and Rob Oakes and Christy Fajowski. They're from Framingham, Massachusetts, and they raised 4 dogs. Tally V was raised by Cecilia Kurland and Abigail Whitlock. They're from Lawrenceville, Georgia, and they have raised 20 puppies. Last but not least, we have Victor VI. He was raised by the Bryant and Palmer family. They're from Schenectady, New York, and that was the first puppy they raised. Okay. Just give the puppy raisers a moment to finish lining up. Okay, with that, I would like to present to you the remainder of the August matriculating class. First, we have Beckham IV. Beckham was raised by Emily Granger. They're from Arlington, Virginia, and this is the first puppy that she's raised. Next, we have Buffy V. Buffy was raised by Alyssa Stouch from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and this is the first puppy that she's raised. Thank you. Next, we have Draper, who was raised by Jody Dunkley and David Churchill from Fairfax, Vermont, and this is the first puppy that they raised. Next is Fenton II. Fenton was raised by Teresa Maschiati from Milton, Delaware, and this is the first puppy that they've raised. Next is Genevieve V, raised by Monique Melton from Madison, Alabama. This is the third puppy that they've raised. Gilroy III was raised by Gloria Favor from Huntsville, Alabama, and this is the 9th puppy that they've raised. Hartley the fourth was raised by Holly Giddings from Midlothian, Virginia, and this is the first puppy that she's raised. Kamari was raised by Nancy and Patrick Burns from Massapequa Park, New York, and this is the second puppy that they've raised. Next is Keegan III, who was raised by Christina and Aphrodite Anagnostopoulos. They're from Schenectady, New York, and this is the second dog that they've raised. Kennedy VII was raised by Laura and Mike Asoff and Danny Gibney. They're from Schenectady, New York, and this is the fourth puppy they've raised. Lava II was raised by Patricia and Jeffrey Rosen from Cranberry, New Jersey, and this is the second dog that they've raised. Lexi IV was raised by Kylie Hoffman from Sarver, Pennsylvania, and this is the first dog that she's raised. We have Milmo, raised by the Corazzini family from Greenport, New York, and this is the third dog that they've raised. I would also like to thank Park Davis for sponsoring Milmo. Next is Montana V, raised by John Hassett from Marblehead, Massachusetts, and this is the first dog that he's raised. Nestor III was raised by P.J. Jones and Beth Polero from Warwick, Rhode Island, and this is the second dog that they've raised. Neville VII was raised by Wendy Nye from Lexington, Massachusetts, and this is the first dog that she's raised. Nickel V was raised by Robert and Pamela Goldfarb from Massapequa, New York, and this is the ninth dog that they've raised. Rob III was raised by Sophia and Renee Douglas from Chesterfield, Virginia, and this is the first dog that she's raised. Roscoe was raised by Aaron Krieger and Kathy Krieger from Hicksville, New York, and this is the first dog that they've raised. Sasha VIII was raised by Heather Verdick from Midlothian, Virginia, and this is the fourth dog that she's raised. Seagal was raised by Maria Popova and Peter Popova from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and this is the first dog that they've raised. Terry V was raised by Bernadette and Leela Gomez from Bellevue, New Jersey, and this is the fourth dog that they've raised. Trapper III was raised by Mary Segal and Kristen Hawley from Sudbury, Massachusetts, and this is the sixth dog that they've raised. Valerie VII was raised by Deb Rogers, Jean Marie Mazzaferro, and Farron Schmidt from Riverhead, New York. This is the second dog they've raised. Versailles II was raised by Stuart and Susan Summers from Frostburg, Maryland, and this is the 19th dog that they have raised. Lastly, we have Zyla, who was raised by Michelle Galasso from East Setauket, New York, and this is the fourth dog that she's raised. Thank you. Congratulations to our August matriculating class.
Hey guys. For those of you who don't know me or hear my class shouting my name is Taylor. Over the last 2 weeks, I have had the pleasure of teaching team training along with my fellow apprentice instructor, Alex. In team training, we tell our students about how many transitions our dogs go through. You've seen a couple of them right here today. From the loving arms of their breeder caretakers to the warm homes of our puppy raisers. And then opening the hearts of the trainers. And then, again, through team training and to their graduates. Over the last 2 weeks, our students have also transitioned. They have become wonderful handlers and communicators along with their new canine partners. Here's a glimpse of what they've been up to.
There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna
All right. And now, I'd like to call Kevin to the stage to give us a more personal perspective.
Wow. First let me thank all of you for allowing me just to take a few minutes and say hello and a few words on behalf of the entire graduating class. My family had the honor of attending our first graduation 9 years ago when my daughter received her first dog. But man, so much has changed. The commands are different. The communication styles changed. The bonding techniques. We had to learn so much about these animals, how they think, how they learn, how they adapt to our environment. But what has not changed was the people. This organization tends to attract and keep amazing people. And I hope you don't mind, our graduating class, even though some of them have been called out, we wanted to call them out again. First, Bonnie, Canine Companions caretaker. I don't think she's here today, but she is amazing that she opens up her house and lets us in it and live with her for 2 weeks. And she really is an incredible person. We saw them on there, but the people in the kennels, the folks behind the scene that take care of these dogs, they are amazing. And they truly are the unsung heroes and unseen heroes every single day. They get up there super early in the morning and they're there till 8 o'clock at night doing everything these animals need. And then the many support people, whether it be Ellen, whether it be Jess, whether it be John, their engagement with our class is fantastic, not only now, but after we leave, and it's so important. And then there is one special person, L.A., that my daughter just feels so passionately about. I asked my daughter, I said, what would you like to say about L.A.? And she said, oh my God. Thank you for Ohio, thank you for Bonus, I love L.A. Absolutely. I hope you don't mind, I got to share a quick story. When we go to the class, there's a technique we call setup, and it's where you go into the class and you position the dog or you position yourself so that the dog is successful. Well, we tried the same thing with Jasmine. All right, Jasmine, you're going to see LA. Just sit in your chair. It'll be fine. She'll come over and say hi at some point. LA walks into the room, and my daughter gets out of the chair, runs at her, and almost tackles her right there in the middle of the room. LA, your presence was felt this entire 2 weeks, and it's so clear that your goal was to help all of us be successful, and we really do want to thank you all. And then a special shout out to our facilitators, Alex, Taylor, and Kim. Where are you guys at? Just so we can all see you guys. Alex, say there's Alex. I don't know if Kim's here. Where's Taylor? Taylor's right here. I asked feedback from the class. I said, what are some of the things that you guys would want to say to these folks? And they said things like, they have a special love for these amazing animals. Their calmness and patience was so appreciated. They were respectful for all of us and all of our situations. They are high energy, and they brought that every single day. Because when you're in these classrooms for 8-9 hours a day, it is very difficult. And without that energy, it would be hard. They have a passion for what they do. They were tough, but fair to all of us, and supportive in every single way possible. Those were just a few of the comments. We heard so many more. We all would like to express our sincerest appreciation for all the puppy raisers. 4 of the teams are receiving a successor dog, and that's where they've had a dog in the past and they're getting another one. And many have become very close with the puppy raisers, myself included. Our first puppy raiser has been to Jasmine's graduation, birthday parties, every single thing. And it's been wonderful. And Leah, she spoke a few moments ago. We do hope that you come into our family just as well. So thank you for everything that you've done. We've heard the word selfless several times today already. And it is amazing what these puppy raisers do. Mr. Miller said it earlier, Deborah said it earlier, But without you, we can't do this program, and we so much admire all of you, and thank you all very much. So one big round of applause for all of our puppy dogs. Would you like to hear a couple things about our class and our graduating teams? Would you like to hear a few words? So first thing, it was not easy. It was not easy at all. You should not think that it was easy. It was hard. And it was 2 weeks of high expectations, intense follow-up, engagement all day and all night. It was practicing under strict supervision with all of us watching each other and helping each other. We all made mistakes. It was stressful for us, and I'm sure it was stressful for the dogs, but they all did great. You know, you should be proud of your instructors. You know, the key to this, and it was said on the first day or two, the success of pairing a dog with the family is so critical to this program. And I think they brag a 97% pairing rate, which is phenomenal. And we got to see it firsthand time and time again. Quick story. I heard the Salmon family, one of them said to me, they said, you know, Vero hasn't made a lot of eye contact with my dad. Well, what you don't know is at 12:34 in the morning, the fire alarm went off one night. And what did Vero do? She went right behind her dad, right behind Daniel, and knew that he was the leader of the pack in that family. And whether he made eye contact with you, she knew who was the boss. You know, part of, so let me introduce the first team here. Let me start. First, Brian and Radcliffe. Let me say a few words about Brian and Radcliffe. You know, this gentleman is one of the coolest dudes. You really are. And I personally look forward to our relationship continuing because as big as the Northeast region is, he lives 30 miles from my house. So I absolutely look forward, Brian, to our continued relationship. Well, part of the training for Canine Companions is you go out in public. And our first field trip was to Lowe's. And for anyone who's a homeowner or likes to fix things, you know this. You know, Lowe's is like a candy store. And I think I remember Brian saying to one of the instructors afterwards, hey, can I stay around for a few minutes and shop? Well, I didn't say anything at the time, but 3 days later, him and I were sitting in the bistro alone, and he made a comment to me. He goes, I'm just so looking forward to going to Lowe's or Home Depot with me and Radcliffe and nobody else, just so I can do my thing. And that's the freedom that these dogs give us, and it gives everybody. I asked Brian to say a few words and give me a couple comments. And he made a couple comments. And he said, you know, over the years, I have shed many tears over the loss of previous service dogs. Now I have tears of joy because Radcliffe III, is now in my life. With Radcliffe at my side, I plan to get out more and meet more people. I know Radcliffe will divert negative attention away from me because people will now see and notice the elegant Canine Companions dog by my side. It's going to be a great team. I'm sure you guys are going to rock it. We had two first-time recipients at our class. The first one is Michelle and Biscuit. What an amazing evolution we all witnessed. I remember day one and Michelle walking in the room, and we work with a piece of carpet called Carpet Dog. And it's hard, just that alone is hard. But we got to see the evolution of this individual and her dog, as yesterday we did the ADI testing, and it wasn't even the same person who came into class day one. Michelle, you did a great job. You and Biscuit are going to do fantastic. Absolutely. You know, we have a special bond, too, because Biscuit is Bonus's sister. So we're going to have to figure out how to keep that connection and keep that going. She also shared a few thoughts that I want to share with you. Team training has been challenging. 2 weeks as a mom being away from my children and my husband. I met her husband, Kevin, good name. And the pressure of being able to give commands properly while fighting complete mental exhaustion, but with the support of the trainers and with the help and encouragement of the fellow team and training families, we powered through it. The number one thing that is always on the forefront of my mind is how much Biscuit, a facility dog, will change the lives of patients with traumatic brain injuries. She will join a team of therapists by providing motivation to achieve their therapy goals and, of course, the unconditional love she will spread throughout the program. Also, so please congratulate Michelle and Biscuit. Our second first-time recipient was a beautiful young lady named Christy. There she is. She was paired with Goldie, and I believe sometimes Christy could be fairly spunky, and I think her dog can be just as spunky. So it really is an amazing pair, and it was good to watch them work together. And as much as I'd like to gawk about her, I really just wanted to say a word or two about her mom. You know, Becky, you are a rock star. We watched you for 2 weeks. You were calm, you were cool, you were collected, and you know, I have a daughter similar, and I know how much work this was, and you were amazing. Kevin, you should be very proud. So congratulations to you all. Christy did give me a couple comments. She goes, Goldie is the perfect match. She is fun to play with, she's sweet, but also sassy. Goldie will be my best friend and help me be independent. Thank you to her and her puppy raisers and all the donors. Her mom added, I can't wait to see what they will do together in the future. And I'm so grateful to all who support Goldie and this great organization. You know, our class was lucky enough to have another special participant. And she works for Canine Companions, and that's Janine. And she participated 100% in our class. I mean, she didn't cut any corners. And to make it a little bit more difficult for her, they asked her to do it in a wheelchair. So 2 weeks, she was in that wheelchair, learning what it's like to be on our side of the fence. So Janine, our hat's off to you. I mean, absolutely. She wrote me a few words, and I'm just going to share a couple of them with you. You know, she's been an instructor and assistant at Canine Companions since January of 2023, so she's new to it. As part of my training and progression, I took part in this class for the last 2 weeks. For this class, I participated as a service student equipped with a wheelchair and a service dog. To do my job from the view of a person utilizing a wheelchair has been a humbling experience, to say the least. As I faced challenges, achievements, and even a few crashes. I got to see one of them. However, it was an honor and a privilege to have the experience with the support of all my classmates and class instructors. Even though my time there has been extensive, I've been able to sit and observe a handful of classes by now. I can wholeheartedly say each member of this class was full of love, passion, and a support for each other. The class was full of laughs, cheers, and a few tears. And from the sidelines, it was very quickly to see them all become a family. This experience has solidified that I am in the right place, doing what I love most, connecting animals and people. I'm excited to start my new chapter in training and placing service dogs with Canine Companions recipients. So Janine, congratulations. We had another facility dog placed, and that was Team Fantasia and Mary. Like Michelle, Mary's a therapist. This is an awesome match. It is fantastic to watch the two of them work together. It's a perfect partnership. You guys are. You can already see the mutual love, the mutual respect, and everything. I can't wait to see you guys in a couple years. It really should be amazing. Mary shared a few thoughts. She stated, you know, nothing fully prepares you for team training. Even if it's your second time, between learning how to handle a new dog, long days of practice, and instructors that have understandably high expectations, and being away from home, team training is mentally exhausting. But there's also a lot of beauty in these weeks. It is a pleasure to have a front row seat to see Radcliffe eagerly picking up Ryan's keys, Bonus eagerly greeting Jasmine for a back scratch, Biscuit gently tugging off Michelle's socks, Goldie excitedly jumping up onto Chrissy's lap and to deliver her cell phone, and James pumping his fist in the air every time Vero did something right. Right, James? There it is. You know, she gave me a few words. And then there's my smiley, sweet, and smart Fantasia. I cannot wait to have Fantasia join my job at Keisler Rehab on the stroke and brain injury floor, where she will quickly become the most beloved member of the inpatient rehab team. I know that her squinty face smiles, her obsession with fetch, her eagerness to work, and her gentle nudges for attention will motivate and bring smiles to the faces of my patients. And of course, she will also get to enjoy parties at home with my 3 little girls and retired dog, Paoli. Congratulations, Mary. All right, the next team, the Salmon family, and Vero. Oh my, I fell in love with this family from the minute I saw them. Whether it was me and Daniel singing in the bistro, whether it was Daniel and his lovely wife Cindy of 32 years dancing an Irish jig in the kitchen, these are amazing parents, and anyone could see that from a mile away. They were joined in team training with 2 of their sons. First, James, Vero's recipient. James shares a lot of similarities to my daughter. His energy, his positiveness, his love, and his enthusiasm were on display all day, every day. James has a true love for superheroes, and it was a highlight of everyone's day to see what James came wearing into team training. James, make no mistake about it, my favorite was Scooby-Doo. But rather than go on about James and honor his mom and dad, I want to just take a moment and introduce you to another one of their sons, a really special young man, Patrick. You see, Patrick didn't have to be here. Patrick recently graduated from college. By the way, he's in computer science. If anybody needs a computer science person, he's looking for a job. And he's already started the next stage of his life. But he decided to be here for the last 2 weeks and put in the commitment, sacrifice, long hours, and hard work to earn his own handler certification so that he could better support his brother James. Patrick, stand up so everybody can just see who you are. You know, Patrick is a special soul, and we got to witness his genuine love and caring every single day the last 2 weeks. Patrick mentioned to me once when we were outside, he goes, I hope whoever I end up with, sharing my life with, I hope that they're going to fall in love with James as well, just like me. And I said, don't worry, when you meet the right person and they fall in love with you, that person will also love James, so don't worry about it. He's such a big part of your life. I also wanted to give them a shout out because I'm so jealous of their hair. Their dad has a perfect head of hair, and both of these gentlemen have a perfect head of hair. Patrick, from the whole class, congratulations on passing. Congratulations for all you've done and all you are. We are all very excited to see the man you grow up to be. Congratulations. Vero is truly lucky to join such a special family. Well, I'd like to stop there because I haven't cried. But I don't think my wife would let me because I have to say something about my own daughter. You know, some days, I wish all of you could just be there to see how she impacts other people's lives. You have no idea. Whether it was dinner last night, where the owner of the restaurant just recognized her out of the blue, or just saw her out of the blue, came over and started saying hi, and then over time showered her with a gift here, showered her with a gift there. They ended up taking pictures together. It was amazing. Or when we left the restaurant and we're in the middle of New York and she eyes an autistic person from down the street And within a few moments, she immediately walked up to him and started saying hello. We spent 10 minutes there talking to the young man, and although he has autism, he teaches yoga to autistic children. He was amazing. And that's the type of stuff that Jasmine has brought into our life every single day, and I wish you all could see it. 9 years ago, we were here with Jasmine, and she could barely talk. She never engaged with anybody. She was nonverbal. And at that point, I shared a story about her failed attempt to try to communicate to Mr. Miller. We had the opportunity to have dessert together. And that was when we met our first dog, Ohio III, and his puppy raisers came into our lives. Yesterday, she told someone that was asking her a question, "I don't want to use my digital talking device, I want to talk." You really don't understand how big of a deal that is. LA taught her, when we were here last time, to use Ohio to get closer to people, to use Ohio to deflect attention off herself, and use Ohio to talk to people. And it has made all the difference in the world. It's why you puppy raisers do it. It's what is so special about this entire program. I have to take a breath. Give me 1 minute. So much so that my daughter recently applied for a job at a public school system to follow in her mom's footsteps to be a teacher and use assisted and supportive employment to go in and work with pre-K students. I was talking with Jasmine and Sandy one evening after class, and I said to Sandy, "So what would you like to express about Jasmine upstairs? And I hope I can capture your sentiments. If I mess with myself, I apologize." Sandy said things like, "Every day I see her strength and patience and her incredible spirit that lifts up everyone she meets. Her journey, which has had many twists and turns and filled with triumphs and challenges, shows me the true meaning of love and acceptance. She is the glue to our family, and her impact on our 2 sons and all that she engages is intense. Her perseverance, her pure determination is something to be admired. She is surrounded with love and laughter, and she brings out the best in all of us. Her disability does not define who she is. Instead, it's just a part of the incredible person that she is. A beacon of love, a beacon of strength, and an inspiration to us all. Jasmine, thank you for your beautiful smile and all the joy you've brought to all of us. I'm so grateful that you call me Daddy every day. All right. So our dog had braces earlier on, and they stopped calling us Team Bonus, and they started calling us, Team Tongue. He has a tendency to keep his tongue out of his mouth a lot, and it is the most adorable feature he has. It really is. So on behalf of Team Bonus, my wife, the entire graduating class, we truly want to say thank you to everyone. We appreciate you. We appreciate the puppy raisers, the staff, the facility, all the generous donors, because without you, this amazing organization could not exist. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for sharing those words with us. Even after seeing that wonderful slideshow and hearing from one of the class clowns himself, I still can't convey what this amazing group of people has been like to teach. From battling it out over a pointless point system, to sneaking off for late-night practice sessions with Carpet Dog, and rounds of applause from the sidelines, to even laughing at my bad jokes. Before I bring the class up here, I'd like to take a moment to point out some very special individuals. For those of you who may not be familiar with the U.S. military tradition of challenge coins, as they have come to be known, the tradition dates back nearly 200 years when campaign coins were issued supporting Andrew Jackson for president. During the Civil War, custom military coins were minted to replace U.S. currency that was in short supply. But the tradition as we know it today began during World War I, when a young pilot shot down behind enemy lines used a small medallion issued by his squadron to identify himself to friendly troops. The coin saved his life. So from that time until this time, it became a tradition for military units in all branches of service to carry a coin with their unit insignia at all times. On some special occasions, such as today, a challenge coin is given to recognize and reward individuals, both military and civilian, for outstanding achievement and support of the men and women in armed service to their country. Receiving challenge coins today are graduate Brian Bard and puppy raiser Cynthia Riordan Barber. When you come up for your certificates, we will also present your coins. Just when you come for your certificates, you don't have to come right now. I saw you moving and grooving. I'd like to call Town Supervisor of Brookhaven, Edward P. Romaine, up to the stage to share some certificates.
Thank you very much. I'm joined by our town councilman, Neil Manzella, who has certificates for all the graduates. But I would be remiss if I did not say what a wonderful organization this is. There are 6 centers for Canine Companions throughout the United States, and we are blessed here in the town of Brookhaven, in the hamlet of Medford, to have one of our centers, which is about 2 miles away from here, where I've visited several times, always impressed with the training facilities. But I also would like to thank all those who raised these dogs, who see them as little puppies and help them grow till they can go to the training centers and then change lives. Not only are these cute little puppies, but they grow into dogs that help people that need help or disabled, be a child, an adult, or a veteran. And right now in our nation, we have about 61 million disabled people that could use the help to change their lives. And the great thing about Canine Companions is that's exactly what these very special dogs, the people that raise them and the people that receive them, actually do. They make people all that they can be. So with that, I just want to say I am pleased and honored to be here to witness this graduation ceremony. Neil, Councilman Manzella, you want to say a few words?
So, as a member of the town board, our sole focus is quality of life issues, right? We're one of the lowest levels of government, so we're focused on the quality of life issues that our residents seek. This organization, the sole purpose is to take the recipients and bring their quality of life to an unimaginable level. So again, I can't reiterate what everybody else has been saying already enough. Thank you to everybody involved in the organization. Big congratulations to the graduate class and to the recipients. I think that their partnership is going to be fantastic moving forward, and we can't say congratulations to them enough, and thank you to everybody.
Thank you so much. I'd now like to invite Christy and Emmy Miller up to the stage to help me hand out some certificates. Excellent. And now the moment you guys have all been waiting for, introducing the graduating class of August 2023. First up, graduate Brian Bard with service dog Radcliffe III, better known as Team Bard. Radcliffe was raised by Kelsey Thornton and Leslie and John Neely. Kelsey has raised 2 puppies, and Leslie is currently raising her 3rd puppy. Please join me on stage. And here's your challenge, Glenn. Next up, we have graduate Christy with service dog Goldie the Fifth and facilitator Becky Moriarty, better known as Team Golden Girls. Goldie was raised by Lara Sims and Alita Letton. Laura is currently raising her 5th puppy, and Alita is currently raising her 3rd puppy. Goldie was named by the Goldfarb family, who are here today to matriculate the latest puppy they have raised. Please join me on stage, puppy raisers. Next, I'd like to welcome up graduate Jasmine with service dog Bonus and facilitators Sandy and Kevin Tinsley, better known as Team Tongue. Bonus was raised by Leah T. Leah is currently raising her 4th puppy. Please join me on stage. Next up, I'd like to call up graduate James with service dog Vero and facilitators Patrick, Daniel, and Cynthia Salmon, better known as Team Superdog. Vero was raised by Christy Rowling and Lynette Martino. Christy is currently raising puppy number 14, and Lynette has raised 7 puppies. I'd now like to call up graduate Michelle Berman from HMH JFK Johnson Rehabilitation Institute for the Center for Brain Injuries with facility dog Biscuit the Fourth, better known as Team Bisquick. Biscuit was raised by Abby Earl and Matt Herber. Biscuit was the 4th puppy they have raised. I'd now like to call up graduate Mary Vandermeer from Kessler Institute for Rehabilitation with facility dog Fantasia the Fourth, known as Team Fancy Pants. Fantasia was raised by Cynthia Reardon Barber. Fantasia was the first dog she has raised. Now, today wouldn't be complete without one more person that needs mentioning. There are many steps to becoming an instructor for Canine Companions. You spend a lot of time as a trainer in training, so to speak. The first step is being an instructor assistant, or IA. As an IA, you learn about the organization, about our training methods, and how to handle one of our dogs, as well as what we call other duties as assigned. Time as an IA all leads up to going through a team training class as a student with a dog at your side to get a feel for what our graduates experience. Once graduating this class, IAs move on to pick up their first string of dogs and become apprentice instructors. Janine, please come to the stage so that we can give you a round of applause for the hard work you've already dedicated and wish you the best as you take on your apprentice course. There's not much more I know to say to bring this ceremony to a close. For those who want a picture taken, there is a photographer out the doors to the right, over on the side over here. To those matriculating dogs, we will see you back on campus. To those attending Stay Sparkle tomorrow, see you there. And to everyone who joined us today, thank you for coming to share in this journey. Release.